Hi, this is Clay. I'm putting together a series of small videos to show you the navigation of the new Fly Fishing Traditions website. Should be out and running the second week of January 2011. We'll see how that goes. This is what you'll find when you open up the site. The site is located at www.flyfishingtraditions.com. And you're now looking at the home page. Up at the top we've got our navigation bar that has the home page, which we're at, a link to the blog, bugs, the lower Yuba River hatch chart, techniques page, photo gallery page, clinics page, guiding, and a contact page. And then right down below here we've got a little introductory paragraph that I just wanted to let everybody know what the site was all about. And right here is in red is a link to the Fly Fishing Traditions blog. Anytime you see a red highlighted text, it's a link to another page. So just look for that as you're navigating the site. Alright, well, I'll follow this up with a tour of the sidebar that you'll find on most of the pages. Okay, we're back at the home page, and I'm going to give you a tour of the sidebar, which is right here along the right side on this column. This sidebar you'll find at most of the pages, always located on the right side. Here's a little blurb about Clay and what I'm all about. Here's a box that talks about the lower Yuba hatch chart. Here's a link to the hatch chart, and also if you click on the hatch chart itself, the picture here, it'll take you to the hatch chart. So it's going to show you the bugs and patterns to match it for the lower Yuba River through the season, and also give you a short version of habitat and techniques to fish the bugs. Then you come down to the Fly Fishing Traditions Fly Pattern Index, which is a list of all the fly patterns recommended and used on the site. If you go down here, there's the link to the Fly Pattern Index. I'm going to click that, and it brings you to this page. And here's the list of all the flies. I'll just pick one as an example. Let's pick this Cutter's EC Caddis. I'm going to click it, and then this box pops up, which gives you the pattern name, the class. This is a dry. The originator was Ralph Cutter, and where you can find it, which this is available at the Fly Shop. And then some notes that I might have about the bug. And then in this case there's a tying recipe for it. So if we look over here, there's a star. Anything that I have a star is sort of a recommended pattern that I carry in my box, or would recommend for you to carry in your box or consider it. And at any place you see this little blue fly, it means that there's a tying recipe attached with it. So that's sort of a nice feature. As we keep going down, here's the fly of the week. I've chosen a Squala Dry, and if you go here it says pop-up box, the knothead. I click it, and here it'll come up the pattern name. In this case it's got tying instructions and some notes. So that's sort of how that's going to work throughout the site. Here's some information on classes and clinics, a link to the classes and clinics page, some detailed about a full day floating clinic on the lower Yuba River, details for that clinic. Here's a link to the page or where you can sign up for the clinic. And here's some information on doing guided floating trips on the lower Yuba River. So that's it for the sidebar. We'll go to the main page next. Okay, for the rest of the home page, here's that introduction to the website again. I've got a slideshow called People, Places and Memories that sort of gives you an insight to what the site's all about. Here's a link to the Fly Fishing Traditions blog. There's also one here. This is an example of where you've got a hot red highlighted text, which means it's a link. And the blog will be live and well, and will continue on with what I've been doing. Here's a links to the bugs page with a sample article. In this case, it's a partial article on the Baetis complex, with a link here to the bugs page and a link here to the lower Yuba hatch chart, because they're sort of interrelated. Here's a little sample article from the techniques page. Here's a link to the techniques page. Here's another link here. And here's a sample which is of an article called Bug Collecting, with a continue reading, which will take you to the page that has that actual article. And then here's a link that goes to the page that lists all tips, techniques, articles on the site. Here's a little blurb about the Fly Fishing Traditions classes and clinics. Fly Fishing 1, Basic Casting. Fly Fishing 2, Rigging Knots and Getting Ready to Fish. Fly Fishing 3 is a triple play, which would be the combination of 1, 2, and a little bit more. Longer clinic. I'm doing an entomology on the lower Yuba River clinic. Drift Boat 101 for anyone that wants to get more comfortable rowing a boat or thinking about buying a boat. This will get you ready. And then again, the floating clinic on the lower Yuba River, which is an all-day fishing and working clinic the whole day. And finally, a link to the classes and clinics page. Okay, that's it for the home page, and next we'll get into the blog page.